guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't been active here for quite a long while, but in the meantime I've noticed that many of you were very interested in my video about how to learn Swedish. So I've decided to make this video about language learning in general. So I'm gonna give you guys a few of my tips about how to learn languages effectively. One of the most important things when learning a new language or when you want to improve your skills in language is that you first set your goals. Meaning here that you don't just pick a language that you want to learn, but you also decide in how long time you would like to reach that certain level. It needs that you also pick level that you would like to reach. Let's say you want to learn Spanish, but you don't just say that you want to learn Spanish, but you also pick level B1 that you would like to reach in, let's say, 1 year. In this way, you will be much more motivated to actually put effort into the progress of learning, because you can set yourself a schedule. You can find out how many hours a week do you need for learning a language in order to reach that level in that period of time that you've set for yourself. Another really important thing is that you should never rely on just one way of learning. So, for example, signing up for a language course in a class or getting yourself a private teacher for that language is a really good start. But you should never expect to learn the whole language just from one teacher or just from one class. You should always combine different methods. So it's a really good start to get a teacher for yourself or signing up for a class. But you also need to think about that you will have to practice outside of a classroom as well. You should always have a book in which you can practice different exercises about the grammar and where you can look up for rules. And you should also pick like a podcast that you can listen to, or radio channel, or a series, or a movie, or something that you can watch and listen to the language. So in this way, your listening skills will improve much faster. Third, it's really important to have something that you can read, like a book, a newspaper, just news on the internet in that language. And fourth, it's very important to also practice speaking. This is the hard part here, especially now during this pandemic, that we cannot meet so many people, but you can always use, for example, italki, or you can find different language learning groups on Facebook as well. So you can always join there. You can find people who are also interested in learning that language or who are native speakers of the language. So the most important thing is trying to speak it and not being afraid of it. This is basically the hardest challenge with every language, I think, for everyone. When we try to first speak it with someone who is a native speaker of the language, and we just freeze. We are like, oh my god, I must sound so bad. Oh my god, this person will just laugh at me. But don't think about that, okay? You need to speak in order to learn. You will definitely make mistakes, and it's totally alright. Everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes also in Hungarian, which is my native language, and sometimes I just sound totally stupid. But it's just normal. We all make mistakes, but we all learn from our mistakes. So don't be afraid. Whenever you have the opportunity to speak the language, then go for it. Another important thing is that you should concentrate on the grammar from day one. Because I've heard from many people who are speaking many different languages. They started by only learning common phrases and the vocabulary, and they just started speaking without actually knowing the grammar. Well, I personally found that very hard because if I learn this way, then later on I make many mistakes in the grammar because I don't understand the grammar, because I get used to speaking without understanding the grammar, and I totally just like skip that part. And so it's better to start with the grammar on day one and try to understand first the easier rules and then getting on to the more difficult ones. Another thing that I would like to recommend you guys when learning a language is that you learn the vocabulary by using it. So for example, what I used to do is that like whenever I see a new word in a text, then I just Google it. I see the meaning, but I also try to see like a few sentences that contain that word. So then in that way I can see in which cases I can use it. I can see how I can make sentences with it, and I also used to or write down a few sentences with that word in it, or I just make up a few sentences in my head. And the most important thing when learning any languages is practicing. You need to practice it as much as you can. You should use every opportunity you have to use and practice that language. Many people who are struggling learning languages because they take language classes, but actually they don't practice the language outside of the class because they are afraid, or they think that just practicing in class should be enough. But it's not. It's never enough to just practice a language in class. It's actually you who have to take that effort to get a deeper understanding of how to use that word, that grammar tense, that phrase. It's always you who have to put that effort into it. The more effort you put into it, the better results you will get and the faster you will progress. So this was all for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. And you can also always just leave a few ideas about what you would like to see in my next videos. If you like my content so far, then don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel, so you will get notified about my new videos and you will not miss out on something that you would probably like. So see you guys next time!